Hello everybody, welcome, good afternoon and welcome. As you can see, I've been busy making some mortars, which is a totally mortifying experience. No, actually, have a go at making pestles and mortars. They're not that difficult. Probably the hardest part is making these fellas, which we throw off the hump. That's probably the hardest part. The actual throwing of the mortar itself is basically, it's just a small bowl, rather thickly thrown in the side and the base, and slightly curving in. Okay, so the only other thing is, of course, you've got a little pouring lip. Well, we all know how to do pouring lips, don't we? Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this. Sorry, I can't drop the mortar to show you, but you know what I mean. Making those. Now I've got a new bulb here, and I'm just wondering. It's very, very bright. My goodness. I feel like I need sunglasses. My dear neighbour Gary gave it to me, and it's a great bulb actually. It's just what I need for this camera, which is so. What are we doing today? Well, as you can see, as I just told you, we were doing the old pestles and mortars. Well, I did those yesterday actually. And then I have here this little number, which sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I start thinking about pots, you know. Do you ever do that? Start thinking about pots in the middle of the night, or start thinking about a certain shape of pot? So this is just a cylinder, okay, if you could imagine, but that was completely closed over at the top. All right. Now, what I saw in the night, in my mind's eye, was that I wanted to create a tall box, you see. So I propose now to cut it through here with my needle at a given point here, right the way through. Alright, so that's actually my next job. In actual fact though, the top here I do maybe need to give a little attention to, perhaps not too much. It's not looking too bad actually, just in the plain thrown state. It's supposed to be a sort of domed lid. It's still sort of soft actually, really a bit too soft for me to be trimming it. And of course, as I've just done a little trimming there, it's opened up the grain of the clay. It's got a bit of grog in it, this clay, and it's opened it up, so I'm just using the knife here to close it again. To close the surface of the clay. Alright, so now my next job is to use this needle tool to break through by pushing through. And I'm going to have to be a bit careful by doing this. I have to hold it absolutely, as you can imagine, rock steady, because, so you see I'm resting my arm on the side of the wheel and bracing here, because I want to keep this absolutely still. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet it where I make the incision, so that hopefully as I make the incision the water will flow into the incision as I make it, which will in turn lubricate the needle, because I want it to go through quickly without. So let's do that now. I tell you what, let me just bring the camera in there and you can see a little bit of detail. Sometimes it's good to see a bit of detail, isn't it? So let's just zoom in there. Right there, I'm going to make the cut. I'm not really giving myself anywhere to hide, am I? In case I make a mistake. I'm sort of so. Ooh, stay still. Right. All right. I think we're there. Right. Okay. Good. Ooh, battery's looking a bit low. Quickly shut the screen. Save juice on the battery. Right. So let's do this quickly now. You have to be a bit decisive. So pushing, keeping on pushing. Yeah, we did it. Okay, you can see. All right, that's good. That's what I wanted you to see. What we've now got to do, what I want to do is attach to the inside here a roll of clay, and I've got some clay here. So what we're going to do is, let me just zoom out again. Yeah, okay. If this clip ends prematurely, folks, don't worry. We'll just continue next time. I'll get another battery. I'll go downstairs and get another battery. Anyway, keep practicing. If it quits on us, I'll say it now. Keep practicing, so I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a piece of clay here. I'm going to roll it here on my board here. I'm going to roll out a sausage, you see. So, this is just another way of making like a cupboard box. And I'm going to put a gallery in, you see. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take this and I'm going to stick this just on the inside all the way around. That's going to become the gallery. Oh, this light is kicking out some heat. Still, we're getting seen. That's what we want, isn't it? Alright, so it's funny, you know, when I'm in the middle of the clip and I realise that the battery's fading, it freaks me a bit, because I'm sort of thinking I'm sort of working with my back against the wall in a bit of a hurry, and I don't like doing that. I like just to sort of bide my time. Okay, well look, here I've done this. Is it long enough? So we're just going to test to see whether it's long enough. And yeah, that's just about long enough. Let me just see if we're still going. We are. Okay, well let's just keep going till we quit, till the battery gives out on us. You never know, it may even last. So, having done that, I'm now going to I'm going to damp it. I'm going to take my needle tool and I'm going to score it just underneath there where the lip of that gallery is going to go. All right. So we're going to take the piece of clay now and we're just going to push it there a little bit underneath the I've never done this before, by the way. So, but that's the thing, you see, you get an idea in the middle of the night, don't you? And then you have to act on it. Well, this is what I'm doing right now. Probably a bit of a gamble, really. Eh? I mean, it may not have worked, and then it wouldn't have looked too good, would it? I hope you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a lip here, which in just a sec I'm going to put a bit of water on that. I've got to make sure that it's joined properly, joined to the wall here on the inside, you see. This is just another way of making a gallery for a lid. Sticking my thumb underneath, up underneath in here, up there, to make a seal, you see. Now I need to pay attention to the straightness of it. Okay, now let me just check that you're still with me. You are a good show, right? Okay, let's now, and I'm going to use my back of my fingernail, you see. So you take your finger, turn it around that way, and then I'm going to put my finger on the inside and I'm going to curl that lip back up. At least that's my plan. Now it may be that I haven't used enough clay to do this. My sausage that I rolled out, it may be that it's not an easy thing to do this. It's supposed to be a time saver, but you know, it's a bit like raw glazing, raw firing, you know, like I'm doing at the moment with some of these things. The idea is that it's a time saver, but it might be if you are proficient at doing it, but in the early stages when you're learning the ropes, it's not a time saver. It takes more time. Okay, now the idea is that this fella, and I actually need to finish off the inside of that because it's got a bit of a clay burr there from the wire that went in. Now the idea is that that is going to go on there and be a lid. Alright, well, we had a go, didn't we? You have to try things, you see. Again, this is going to need a little bit of cleaning off just around the edge here. Alright, but that's going to sit on there and that will locate the lid. I think I should get my lever and just lever him. Well, he's difficult to work with at the moment because he's a bit soft, but when he stiffens up a bit, he should be better. Okay, wow. Let's just zoom in there quickly for a bit of detail. So you can see there what I've just done. All right. Well, that's it, folks. Good. Well, visit our website, LeACH you can see workshops there. We've got a workshop this coming weekend, 27th and 28th. So if you feel like coming along, please come along. We've got some spaces available there, so join us. It's a keep practicing workshop, and you know, we'll be practicing the basics and trying to get the basics right, because that's what a good pot springs from, is knowing the basics. And good pots, plural, spring from is knowing the basics and how to execute them confidently. So there we go. I've got some other things to show you, which I will be doing in the next few days. So stay with us, stay tuned. Keep practicing. See you soon. Bye bye. Dee 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 dee.